What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 7 of my vlog, where I share my thoughts, my ideas, and my journey in life with you guys. So for today, what I want to share with you guys is something that motivates me, that keeps me focused, and keeps me on track with my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Because that's one of the main questions a lot of people ask me, like, how do I stay motivated? How do I stay disciplined? How do I stay focused to do what I need to do to be successful as I work towards accomplishing my dreams and goals in life? To be a motivational speaker one day. Because the fact is, working towards your dreams is hard. It's difficult. It is not easy because if it was easy, then everybody would be accomplishing their goals and dreams. So, in order for you to accomplish your goals and dreams, you have to be eternally inspired, which means like you can't be inspired from the outside. You can't be externally motivated because the reason why you can't be externally motivated because everything on the outside can change, right? Your circumstances can change, people can change, the things you have can change. There's so many things you have no control over with in life. So that's why if you're going to be motivated by money, clothes, fame and status, you're gonna suffer because the one thing about life is always gonna put you in situations that's gonna challenge you. You're always gonna run into adversity. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail in life. That's all part of the human life of how we progress and how we evolve into to our best version of ourselves as we go through our journey in life. So that's why motivation has to come from the inside. And of course, there's two types of motivation. I believe there's a positive motivation where you can have positive effect within your life. You have goals and dreams. Um, One thing that really works for me to be eternally motivated is gratitude. Gratitude always gives me the ability to focus on the positive things in my life, no matter what happens to me, to be thankful for what I have, and understand that I still have the ability to change my circumstances tomorrow and to look forward for tomorrow. So gratitude really, really works for me. Uh, One of the we should not be motivated by fear. That's one of the biggest advice. I think we should always be motivated by positive emotions, but sometimes fear is a good motivator. The fear of being average, right? The fear of not doing your best. The fear of failing. Sometimes fear can be a good motivator. I don't think it's something you should use as your main motivation, but sometimes you need that fear in certain circumstances, right? To kind of push you over the edge, kind of push you to do your best, especially when you feel lazy. But for me, one negative way to get inspired that I like to use, but I don't use it as a negative. It's a negative emotion, but I use it as a positive. I use the fear of regret, and that's one of the ways that motivates me. That's one of the ways that doesn't let me get. I don't. The fear of regret doesn't allow me to pay attention to what people think about me. I don't get distracted. I don't get torn down by the negative hate comments, by the negative criticism and doubts from people, in my circle, my family, just people around me. Um, the fear of regret allows me not to dwell in my circumstances, and that's something that I always just remind everybody at the end of the day, because the fear of regret makes me realize that my life is short, and I don't have time to dwell on the negative part of my life. I don't have time to dwell in my failures. I don't have the time to dwell the negative people in my life. I don't have the time to dwell with hate and criticism because life is just too short. And the one thing I always recommend to everybody, I think I heard this long time ago. I think it was Tony Robbins. I think it was, I don't know, I forgot the motivational speaker. I was listening to something on I was listening to a motivational video on YouTube, and they always said that at the end of the day, when you get to the end of your life, right? Uh, I think maybe it was Tony Robbins, and he said it was the rocking chair, as the rocking chair, rocking horse effect or whatever. But what he said was, you should always Think about this. For everybody, he said, for everybody out there that's afraid, for everybody out there that's doubting themselves, that's everybody out there that's afraid to take that first step towards their goals and dreams and aspirations. He recommended everybody, take some time and think about it. Imagine you're 75 years old, or 85 years old, or 95 years old. You're hella old, and you're reaching to the end of your life in your rocking chair, right? And you're looking to everything you did everything that you accomplished in your life, and he said, "Are you going to be satisfied?" Right now, if you were 75 years old right now in your life, if you were at the end of your life right now, would you look back at your life and would you be satisfied of what you did with your life? Would you be happy of what you did with your life? Would you be satisfied right now with the life you left behind your kids and your family? And if you don't have kids and family, are you creating a better life for your kids and the family? Or is your kids are going to go through the same struggles that you're going through? Right? Can you really look back at your life and say, you know what, I did everything I wanted to do? Or are you going to look back at your life and regret? Because one thing about pain, because we're all going to face pain in our life, we're all going to face failure in our life. Pain is temporary, but the pain of regret is going to be forever. Are you really going to reach the end of your life and look back at your life and say, I wish I could have, would have, should have. I wish I should have done that. I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have, talked to the girl of my dreams. I wish I would have accomplished my dreams and goals and aspirations. I wish I would have just tried to see. I would have just take that first attempt to see what could have my life turn out to be. And that's something, the fear of regret is something that motivates me every single day. That's why I don't dwell in negativity. That's why I don't dwell my haters, the others, and people that the negative opinion of people that say things about me. I don't dwell in my failures. I don't dwell in my pain. I don't dwell in the things when I go. I do go through some tough times in my life. I don't dwell in it because my fear of regret is greater than my fear of staying the same. I just can't get. I don't want to reach the end of my life when I get to like 85 years old, 95 years old. I don't want to look back at my life and say, you know what, I wasted my life. I wasted my life. I don't want to look at my kids, my grandkids one day and say, wow, like I didn't do anything to better their situation. And I just can't. And I want everybody out there that if you listen to this, if you're watching this video, I want you to think about it. At the end of the day, when you reach the end of your life, I'm telling you, when you get to 85 years old and when you get to 95 years old, when you get to your deathbed, you're going to realize that all the negativity that happened in your life today doesn't matter, has no impact of that person you're going to be when you're 85 years old. When you get to 85, 95 years old, you're going to realize all the negative people, all the negative comments, all the self-doubt, all the criticism you're going to face, all those failures, those times where you were afraid to express yourself, and you were afraid to speak out, you were afraid to do the things you always wanted to do to be happy, you were afraid to talk to the girl that you really wanted to talk to express your love, to express how you feel, all the things that you were afraid to do at this very moment. When you get to 85, 95 years old, you're going to realize that all those things that you were so afraid of, it doesn't matter at the end of the day when you're about to die. And when you're on your deathbed, or when you're 85 years old or 95 years old in your wheelchair, and you're just waiting. And you're just waiting for your time to come. And you can't do anything about it. And you're not living the life you always wanted to live. And that's what motivates me. Like, that's why I don't dwell in the pain. I don't dwell in negativity. I don't worry about what people say. Sometimes it is hurtful. Sometimes it does hurt. Because at the end of the day, I'm a human being. I do feel it sometimes. But I just don't have the time because, like I said, I just don't want to get to the end of my life and regret anything I did. One thing about me is I'm not afraid. Whatever I want to do, I do it. Whoever I feel like loving, I love it. I love them. I tell them, express it. In my goals and dreams, aspirations, everything that I want to do to make me happy, I'm just going to do it unapologetically. I don't care what people think. I don't care how people perceive me or what their perception of me, because at the end of the day, when I get to my deathbed, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be there in my funeral. They're not going to bury me. They're not going to feed my family. They're not going to take care of my kids, my grandkids. Everything I want to accomplish in my life, the only person that's responsible for that, for my life, the only person that's going to create that life that I want to create for myself and my family is going to be me. And that's something I just cannot regret at the end of the day. I just cannot get to the end of my life and see my family suffer. And I just, and like I said, I'm creating a legacy. A lot of people never think about it. A lot of people never think about their legacy they're going to leave behind to their children, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren. A lot of people today, when they die, that's it. Think about it. A lot of people today, I want you guys to hear this. A lot of people today, when they die, that's it. Nobody will ever know they ever existed in this world. The only people that might know is just a couple friends and family. But a year or 2 years go by, then it's over. Nobody's ever going to think about those people. And the reason why, because they never utilized their gifts, their strengths, their talents. Then they never did anything to give back to the world. And I really believe that. I really believe that God created us all unique, beautiful, powerful, strong. God gave us a purpose, and our purpose is to utilize our talents and gifts to give back to the world, to make the difference, to contribute, to have a contribution to the world, not only to the world, but the people around you, the people you love, your family, your spouse, your kids. Our purpose is to make the world better and your situation better. Even though a lot of us are not born in the best situation, that's part of life. But we don't have to stay there. We can make a choice to decide, I do not want to stay here. I'm not going to tolerate my situation. I'm not going to tolerate my circumstances and the people that's trying to hold me down, the people that's trying to tear me down. I am going to live a better and positive life because I cannot regret. I can't regret. And that's just how my mindset works, is I just can't regret. Like, how am I going to tell my kids one day, hey, go accomplish your goals and dreams. I believe in you, when I never believe in myself. Like, I don't know how, like I said, I sometimes I see people, like, their struggles they go through, they place their burdens and struggles that they went through, they give it to their kids, right? Because they never did what they had to do to be financially stable, to get a house, to be able to provide for their family, and because they never did what they had to do with their life, they give that burden to their kids, and now the kids have to suffer. Right? But at the end of the day, I understand this family. You just got to do what you got to do. But for me, I just don't want to do that. I don't want my kids to go through the same struggles I'm going through. I don't want my kids to go through the same sufferings I'm going through. I want my kids to live a better life. I don't want my kids to struggle. I don't want my kids to be hungry. I don't want my kids to ever have to be to ever have to believe they're not good enough because people are telling them they can't accomplish their goals and dreams. I want them to look at their dad and say, I can accomplish my dreams because my dad's doing what he needs to do. And I want to leave a legacy behind for my family, my kids, and for my grandchildren. A lot of people don't think about their legacy. A lot of people are just wasting their 20s. A lot of people are just wasting their 30s, even their 40s. A lot of people are still in their 40s, still wasting their 40s. Never think about the legacy they're going to leave behind. That if they die today, if you die today, what kind of legacy are you going to leave behind your kids? What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind your family? Like, are people going to remember you for even existing in this life? Think about it. Everybody out there is so afraid to be nice. You know, you have so much hate and contempt and fear and all this hurt that you have in your heart because of people that mistreated you and people have in your past, and you just don't do anything about it. I'm telling you, if you die today, you're just gonna die you're just gonna die with that misery. You're gonna die with that pain. You're gonna die with that hurt. You're gonna die with that fear. I just can't live my life that way, and I damn sure I just don't want to die and get to the end of my life and know that I died with my dreams inside of me. I died with my insecurities inside of me. I died with my misery. I died with my pain. I died with my struggles. I can't live like that, and I cannot pass my struggles, my burdens over to my kids, my future kids one day, because I was too afraid to deal with my own burdens and struggles and issues. So I'm going to give my burdens to my kids and let them suffer the suffering that I should have stopped. That cycle should have stopped in me. And that's just how I keep myself motivated. I'm just so afraid, the fear of regret. I do not want to regret anything in my life. I don't want to regret anything I'm going to pass on to my kids. I want to live the best life possible. I want to create the best life possible for myself and my circumstances, for my family, my future family I'm gonna have one day. And that's just why I'm just working every single day, grinding every single day, no matter nonstop, 24 hours. I'm working every single day, trying new things every single day, putting myself out there, starting a YouTube channel, starting a social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. Every single day, if you guys follow me, you know I post content every single day because, like I said, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make things happen. I'm not going to wait for things to happen. I'm going to put myself out there to and utilize these platforms so that way I can put myself in a better situation so people can see and hear my content. And one day I know if I'm patient enough and keep working on it one day, I know one day I'm going to make it. But it's just a matter of time. But doing nothing, being afraid, being afraid and living in fear and misery, that's not a life I want to live. And I see this every single day. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Don't regret. Live a life without regrets, right? Do I have regrets? Yes. I've had regrets in the past, in my career, in my relationships, in the things I've done, in the mistakes I've done, being stupid, being young, not knowing any better. I've made mistakes before, but I learned from that. I don't want to live with life regrets. Everything, I'm just going to leave everything on the table, go all in. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if you want to succeed, if you want to create that life, you can't go halfway. There is no halfway when it comes to happiness. There is no halfway when it comes to love. There is no halfway when it comes to success. It's either you go all in or you don't. And that's the difference. A lot of people are just going halfway. They're just waiting for things to happen. They want to make sure everything's perfect before they take that next step. They live in so much fear and misery and hurt that if they die today, they're going to die with their pain, their misery, and hurt. And for me, that's a sad life to live. That's what motivates me is the fear of regret. I just want to live a life without regret. I don't want to regret anything in my life. That's why I'm so open. That's why I'm not afraid to talk to you guys on this video. That's why I'm not afraid to share my love, positivity to everybody I meet. I don't care who you are. I'm willing to help anybody. Because at the end of the day, it's just like I say, when I get to the end of my life, I want to look back on my life and say, I did everything I wanted to do. I did everything I can possible. I helped as many people as I can. I loved as many people as I can. I did I accomplished all my goals and dreams as I can. And I lived the best life possible. And I gave my kids, my grandkids, the best life they can. And I did not give my kids my burdens. I did not give my kids my struggles. And I did not give them the things that I suffered. I gave them a better life. And that's the legacy I want to leave behind, because I don't want to be died and get buried and be forgotten forever. And that's a lot of people in this world. People who are afraid, people who live in pain and can't move on from the past, hold on to the grudges, hold on to things that happened to them in the past, so worried about what people think about them. All those people, they're just living a slow, miserable life. And I know at the end of the day, when they get to the end of life, they're going to suffer, because they're going to look back and realize, I just wasted my life. I just wasted, like when you get to the end of your life, you're going to be old. You can't move. You can't walk. You're probably going to be bedridden. You're going to be stuck in the bed, right? And you realize, like I said, you're going to be stuck in the bed. You can't do anything. And you realize, wow, but all the time when if I could have walked, I could have ran, I could have smiled, I could have jumped, I could have done all the things I wanted to do. But now I'm at this point in my life when I can't do anything. But by then it's too late, right? Because time is the greatest resource we have. You will never be able to get after this day, just 24 hours, when this day ends, I can't get this day back. Right? That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm sharing with you guys. Like I said, but by sharing my experiences with you guys, I can save this forever. But that's it. But that's when I was thinking. That's what I was thinking today. I want to say shout out to all you guys. Like, please think about it. When you get to the end of your life, are you going to regret everything you've done? Or are you going to decide to, today's the day I'm going to live a life without regrets. I'm going to live a life without fear. I'm going to do what's in my heart. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm gonna do what gives me peace. I'm gonna go out there and attract the love that I deserve. I'm gonna go out there and accomplish my goals and dreams that I have a passion for. I will no longer tolerate any kind of situation that puts me down. I'm no longer tolerate any kind of negativity, negative people, negative opinion. I'm going to live my best life, and I'm going to work my ass off every single day to make sure that every single day I'm doing something to progress, to move forward in my life. No longer will I live in the past. No longer will I dwell in the pain. I'm going to live my life because I can't get to the end of my life and regret. Because at the end of the day, when you get to the when you get to the end of your life, you're not going to regret all the things that you did. You're going to regret all the things that you didn't do. And that's a fact. And remember, even though working hard to be your best and working hard to your goals, aspirations, and dreams, even though it is hard and takes a lot of discipline, but for me, the pain of regret is greater than the pain of discipline. I'd rather go through the pain of discipline to do what I need to do to sacrifice my time, to sacrifice my effort, my body, everything I have towards making my dreams come true. I'd rather go through that pain than doing nothing with my life and living in fear and hoping and wishing and blaming the world, blaming people, making excuses, being a victim, have a victim mentality, right? And just be miserable and just be in pain, right? And just live in fear. I can't and live like that for the rest of my life. That's a life that just I can't do that. I can't do that. So, but think about it, right? So, like I said, you only have one life, and life is too short, right? And one of my favorite quotes by, I think it was Jim Carrey, he said, he was talking about his dad. He said, because his dad wanted to be a comedian, but he gave up on his dream of being a comedian and he tried to settle for a job as an accountant, I think. But he ended up losing that job and became broke and his family suffered. He said, even if you settle, even if you don't do anything, even if you take the safe way, the safe route, right? Stay within your comfort zone, you're still going to fail, you're still going to be in pain, and bad things are still going to happen to you. So you might as well go do the things that you love. So if you're going to fail, if you're going to go through pain and you're going to struggle, you might as well do the things you love and you might as well be happy as you face those circumstances and obstacles we face in life that we all face in life. So I love you guys. I hope you guys I've added value to your life today. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Please share it if I really added some value and help you guys. Please share it with the people you love. I really appreciate it. Like I said, my goal in life is just spread love and positivity, help as many people as I can in the world to make a difference in the world. And like I said, I want to create my legacy and leave a legacy behind that when I die one day, that people are going to remember me as somebody that made a difference in their life, that somebody that had an impact towards the world. But in order for me to become that person, I have to put in the work and I have to, like I said, keep doing what I need to do to be disciplined and be patient. And don't be afraid of what people think. Don't be afraid of my circumstance. Don't be afraid of failure, even though I'm going to go through it every single day. But at the end of the day, I only have one life to live, and I make it the best life possible. So I love all you guys. Let's walk by faith, not by sight. Let's spread the love of positivity. Stay blessed. Alpha through. Peace.